All right, what's up guys? So most apps grow painfully slow, but this one absolutely exploded. And what started as a tiny side project is now pulling in $25K per month with zero paid marketing. Spoiler alert, it is with Reddit organic, just spam in Reddit. I'm gonna break it down. Obviously the founder did not use ads. He didn't partner with influencers. He didn't even go viral on Twitter or Instagram Reels. So he discovered a strategy that you guys are probably on once a day. It's a playbook for turning Reddit and Facebook groups into thousands of users without spending a dime. Look, I'll be honest, a year ago, whenever I was posting talking head videos, I was talking about Facebook groups and Reddit. So today I'm breaking down exactly how he did it so you can copy the same strategy for your own project. So what's the story of Avnish? He came from big tech, bit unrelatable, but he came from Microsoft, Instagram, Foursquare, Dropbox. But despite the stability, he couldn't shake the desire to build something from scratch. So something a little bit more relatable to you guys is you're probably at a day job and you do want to quit to eventually have financial success in SaaS, especially in the time of AI. And that's exactly what Avnish did. And he was obsessed with optimizing online purchases, stacking coupons, promo codes, cashback, credit card points. You guys get the gist of who this guy was. So because of that, he finally has this idea. If he does this all manually, why isn't there a tool that exists to automate it? So he searched for one, nothing. So he built the app called SaveWise, which is what got him to $25K per month with zero paid marketing. It's basically a tool that checks which stores earn you the most points, miles, and cashbacks across platforms and credit cards. It worked for him, but then came the real problem. He had no customers. And before I even move forward, I just want to point out that this guy had owner market fit. A lot of people talk about product market fit, but if you are an owner who has the problems, you can communicate the same message to your customers more efficiently, and then you'll have a downstream effects of cheaper ads, higher conversions. So make sure you're solving a problem that you have. And if you're blessed enough to not have any problems, then make sure you do your due diligence on someone else's problem. So anyways, Avnish had no customers for this app. He had many failed market attempts, Product Hunt, Hacker News, Indie Hackers, which honestly, I don't get the hype in, but he got a little bit of traffic, but 95% bounced instantly. There were no real users, no feedback, and nothing stuck. Then he tried influencer outreach, which is 400 plus emails, one single reply, and that reply wasn't even useful. So this was his turning point. He realized creators don't care about early stage products, communities do. So then there was a breakthrough, two platforms that actually worked. And the platforms that transformed everything was Reddit and Facebook groups, but not the obvious build in public tech groups. Instead, he focused on the communities where people use products, not build them. So this would be travel hacking, credit card points, stacking offers, cashback optimizations. This was where his people actually lived. And in another reality, this is where Ash would live too. So what's the 5-step playbook that helped him to 25K per month? So number one is keyword brainstorming. He created a list of 5 to 15 interest keywords connected to his target user. You guys can use semrush.com for this, or Google Trends, or Google search ads. But anyways, these 5 to 15 keywords were credit cards, cashback, airline miles, travel hacking, Amex offers. You guys get the gist. So he used a tool called Map of Reddit to find every related subreddit. This uncovered clusters of communities he never would have found manually. And I just want to warn you guys, I've done a lot of Reddit marketing. These mods and the bigger subreddits will ban you if you even slightly try to advertise. So that's where Map of Reddit can help you guys find those smaller communities who are related to the bigger communities. So step 2 that Ash did was he joined the groups but didn't post. This is where everyone messes up. He didn't drop links, he didn't promote, he just watched. He watched what people complained about, how they phrased their problems, what tools they used, what wins people bragged about. So this gave him the exact language he needed to fit in instead of looking like a marketer. Step number 3 is set a goal for each community. So every group has its own purpose. Some were research, some were for product feedback, some were for driving real signups. So knowing the goal changed how he posts. And before posting anything top level, he always started in the comments. This is the safest place to test whether something resonates. Step number 4 is create keyword alerts. He used F5 bot, which a lot of people who are on Reddit know about, but it's to get alerts anytime someone mentions a keyword related to an app. That's what I used for my B2B CRM because Facebook ads were way too expensive. Every time F5 bot would comment, my VA would go in there and reply using AI, very subtly promoting our website. And that's how I got a lot of conversions for my B2B CRM. Anyways, whenever a post triggered an alert, Ash jumped in, he gave advice, answering questions, learning pain points, deciding what to build next. And these small interactions built trust long before his actual product was ready. And step number 5 is the key, which is to actually be helpful. Guys, first principles, you have to give value. He explained how to stack offers, maximize points, and find deals. He didn't spam, he didn't shill. You have to be very subtle on Reddit, guys. And once people trusted him, he could naturally mention, hey, I'm building something that automates all of this, so that was a way to not have a hard pitch, no sales tone, just alignment. And whenever I personally was doing Reddit marketing, I wouldn't directly promote the app. I would have them DM me, and then I would promote the app in the DMs. So this is the Facebook post that sent 1,500 users overnight. One day inside a Facebook group about Rakuten stacking, not sure what that is, he noticed something huge. People were manually hunting for deals that SaveWise could calculate instantly. So he created a Google Sheet showing Rakuten plus Amex stackable offers powered by his product's backend and posted it casually in the group. The sheet also included a link to his website. So if we translate this to the B2C app space, obviously Cal AI, whenever there's organic influencer marketing and these influencers are posting videos about Cal AI, Blake Anderson and his co-founder obviously made the brand name huge in the app. They actually have a separate build for specifically the brand name to be big in the app when they post. So this is another form of subtle marketing, and this is exactly what Ash did within the Facebook group. And 1,500 people visited instantly, all from one spreadsheet. This dude had hella dopamine, and this was the first big spike that helped him get to his revenue goal. So what about the Reddit post that changed everything? On Reddit, he spent months only commenting in weekly Q&A threads, no top level posting, just talking to people and gathering requests. After about 3.5 months, he built every feature Reddit asked for, the exact workflow they wanted, solutions to real problems brought up in comments. Then he messaged the moderators and politely asked permission to make a top level post. They approved, he posted, it blew up, and that single post became the blueprint. Guys, there is so much alpha and value in these Reddit groups. I know a lot of people in the OF community, which by the way, the OF community, they are the people who know all of these distribution methods before it even hits the SaaS community. If you own a subreddit or you're tight with moderators in a subreddit, then you could pretty much get rich off of any idea. That's called controlling traffic. So you want to find the right subreddits, observe, engage, earn trust, get permission, post, and scale. So what is the numbers today with SaveWise? So it's $25,000 per month in revenue, tens of thousands of users, 1,500 paying customers. But the wildest part is 97% of the revenue comes from lifetime purchases. Only 3% come from subscriptions. And people hated subscriptions so much that they begged him to sell a one-time lifetime plan, and they bought it. So his tech stack is front end, which is Next.js, hosting, Vercel, backend and infra is Azure, internal tools is Retool, Auth is Clerk, design, v0.dev, analytics, PostHog, plus Google Analytics, and coding assistant, ChatGPT, Copilot, and Cursor. So this is a low team, high output stack. I know for a lot of the beginner founders out there, it sounds very scary. For you guys, I would just go with Firebase and Cursor and Vercel for the hosting. That's all you really needed to get started. So final insight, guys, is most people think understanding your customer matters only for building features, but the real unlock is knowing where they hang out, knowing how they talk, knowing what problems they rant about, knowing how they describe their dream solution. And this is exactly what Ash did for 3.5 months in this Reddit community. So a bit of an interesting story. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment in the comment section if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys literally tomorrow. Have a good one.